Hi, everybody. I'm so glad you are here, and I'm so happy to see all you guys. I know there's a lot to be going on right now. I know a lot of people have probably left for Thanksgiving break, and only 2 more days. 2 more days, and then we get to relax, hopefully, and eat a lot of food. I know I'm looking forward to that the most. Once again, I am Thomas Krahl. I'm on the Cheville house. Over in that area. For those that you probably don't know, I'm going to tell a little bit about myself. I was on Orion last year, and it was a great hall. I loved Orion, but it just wasn't the right hall for me, and I feel like some of us have gone through that and probably switched halls, and you kind of know what I'm talking about. But Cheville, I love Cheville. Even though all the other halls are just as good, but Cheville, I really like Cheville. Anyways, I'm from Westwood, Kansas. I'm by the plaza in Kansas City on the Kansas side. It's really nice. The plaza lighting's coming up this Thursday. It's quite a big deal down in Kansas. 200,000 people come out just to watch the lights turn on a building. It's kind of a big deal. I have 2 brothers and a sister, Ian and Jonas. Jonas is 6. He's like my little version of me. He likes to play the drums when I'm playing guitar back home, and surprisingly, he can keep a solid rhythm, which is really cool. Ian is the athletic me. He likes playing soccer. He is 9, and he can actually kick a ball probably better than me. It's a sad thing. And Kristen's 15. She's a freshman in high school. It's cool to see her going through similar things that I've already gone through and being able to answer questions that she has. Whereas I kind of just had those questions but never had them answered until I graduated. But anyways, I am a very adventurous person. I love Colorado. I love to ski. I love anything outdoors. It's just fun. And here in Lamoni is like the perfect place to be because nature's all around. And the beauty everywhere in the night sky. You can't see the stars back home, which is really cool. I'm a nursing major because I love helping out wherever I can, and hopefully I do become a nurse someday. I'm going to try to pick up a psychology major as well because I like talking to people and I like helping out, and being a counselor, that's what you kind of get to do. That'd be a good hobby. But my theme, the beauty in being vulnerable, it's changed. That's it, the beauty in being vulnerable. It was something else earlier this week, but it's going to come up later in what I'm talking about. It poses a strong question, though, which is, if you really knew me, then you would know. And it has to deal with being vulnerable. And my goal for the service is for you guys to think deeply and as well to connect and hear what I have to share about. Being vulnerable. It's not about exactly what I have to say here tonight, or what we have to say every week, but it's what we all have to say. Being vulnerable with each other is allowing us to see who we truly are on the inside. And sharing, it gives us the hope that maybe when we all share, that more voices are heard and more hearts are touched, and that we can all connect and walk away from a service rather than a couple people. And when you're feeling something familiar or similar, you're able to have that connection with somebody and make new friends, or there's positivity out of being vulnerable, and that's what I'm trying to get at. I feel that being vulnerable gives us nothing to hide behind, and that's scary, and it shows our imperfections. But the beauty of being vulnerable is that it reveals our true colors, and it gives us the strength to who we are and who we will become. But when I think of being vulnerable, I think about sharing something that many people may not know, which is where I pose the question, if you really knew me, then you would know. If you really knew me, then you'd know I've gone through a lot of change while being up here at Graceland, and a lot of positive change, but it's just taken me getting used to, and I really like it, and I really like all the change that has been going on. And the version of me that I am today is a better version of who I was yesterday. The song we just sang, The Change in the Making, it's what we all go through. We all may not know who we'll become, but God is chipping away at all the things that we don't need and completing us into who He sees us to be. And I know it can be pretty painful and at most times hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I know there are days where nothing is going the way that I want it to, but then there are those days where everything is going the way that you want it to. And it's just trusting that God is showing me the right way. I used to be very judgmental, and for me, it would affect my daily life, and it'd affect who I am, and I didn't like that. And last year, I went through a lot of self-reflection, and seeing who I was and seeing my friends out doing things that I didn't really approve of, it just, all of a sudden, a thought popped into my head: who am I to judge them for doing what I think is wrong? That's just my feeling. You know, who are we to judge somebody and say they're bad? Or who are we to judge somebody and say they're perfect on the other end? God loves us. God loves me for me. God loves you for you and who you are. Who are we to judge? No one is perfect, but we are all loved in God's eyes. And no one is perfect, but to accept ourselves and each other for who we are makes it easier for us to love each other, to embrace each other, to accept what we have, and it creates an easier environment for us to understand and to forgive and to not judge. I owe it up to God for the me who I have been and who I am still becoming. So if you really knew me, then you would know I have accepted the blessing of change, and now I am more free to be me. So be vulnerable, be seen, be you, love you. That's exactly what I have to say. We're going to play a song next. It's called Free to Be Me. And while we're playing that song, I just want to pose that question for all of you, and I want to open up a sharing session for all of us to just share what's ever on your heart. If something inside of you that you want to share, if you really knew me, then you would know.